when I was a kid trying to spin up various weird businesses and websites and app ideas. And the process of hosting it somewhere was incredibly complex. And I eventually had to rent a entire server in a data center that was just like a dedicated machine. And all the time, I would get these emails like, hey, the hard drive in your server has failed. We have to replace it, right? Which is this like bizarre concept. And it was like a literal piece of hardware that I rented.
Right.
That's a pain. That's a huge pain. And it's a huge barrier to entry having to figure that out. Now, anyone, you could be a student, you could be a super experienced professional, you could be a Fortune 100 company. They can sign up for a cloud hosting platform and rent a server by the minute that is virtualized, maintained by someone else, secured by someone else, and much, much more cost effective and much lower barrier to entry. And that makes learning these skills so much more attainable because there's no prerequisites that you need. Like you're building your first website, all you do is sign up for an account and click go, right?
Yeah.
And that's super important development. In the same way that like Arduino is so much simpler than circuitry was 20 years ago, hosting a web app or a mobile app is so much simpler than it was 20 years ago. And that's what allows these people to learn skills so quickly. And it's what allows them ultimately to have like these self-driven experiences. A huge part of our model is that's driven by students and student groups.
Yeah.
And that would not be possible if they had to rely on having a huge amount of startup funding or having resources from external partners, whatever it is. It's only possible because there's this low barrier to entry, and it makes them kind of feel like superheroes, right? They, can build an app in a weekend that millions of people can use, and that's like a really magical thing that's never existed before, in the history of humanity. And it's part of what makes this like little snapshot in time that we're living through so unique. And it's what allows MLH to exist. It's what allows our community to exist. And, it's given life to a ton of new businesses that, no one could have imagined just a couple of years ago.